Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Shraddha's Physics. Today we will see Core 8 part, that is Mathematical Physics part 3. In the first unit we will see complex analysis, that is first of all we will see what are complex numbers. So what is complex numbers? Basically we can say that when we cannot take the square root of any negative real number means suppose minus 22, minus 31, etc. So we cannot take the square root of any negative real number. In that case the complex number comes. So let us take an example. Suppose while solving the equation, like suppose x square plus 1 equal to 0, that implies x square will be equal to minus 1, that implies x equal to, this is plus or minus root over of minus 1. So you cannot say what will be the value of root over minus 1 at that time when we do not have any idea about the complex number. So while taking the square root of any negative real number, then a new number comes, that is called, this root over of minus 1 is symbolized by I, that is known as iota. This is root over of minus 1, this is equal to I, or this is known as the iota, or this is called simply the imaginary unit number. This I equal to root over minus 1 is known as, this is imaginary unit number. This is imaginary unit number. Imaginary unit number. Okay. Similarly, since I equal to root over minus 1, so we can write I square will be equal to, this will be equal to root over minus 1 into root over of minus 1. So root over of minus 1 into root over minus 1, this will be equal to minus 1 square, or this can be written as, sorry, this is minus 1, root over of minus 1 into root over minus 1, this will be minus 1. Why? If you can calculate root over 2 into root over 2, you know this is 2, simply 2. If you will split 2, that will becomes root 2 into root 2. Similarly, if you will multiply root over minus 1 with root over minus 1, then simply you will get minus 1. Similarly, for I cube, you have to multiply I square with I. You have to multiply I square with I. So that implies I square is your minus 1 and this is simply I. So that will becomes minus I. Now I power 4 will be equal to I square into I square. I square, you know, this is minus 1, I square value is minus 1 into minus 1, that will becomes plus 1. Similarly, you can also calculate I power minus 2. This is equal to 1 by nothing but this is 1 by I square, that is equal to I square is minus 1, 1 divided by minus 1, this is simply minus 1. Okay. If it is given I power minus 3, so you know I cube equal to minus I, so I power minus 3 equal to 1 by I cube. So 1 by I cube is 1 by minus I. So that will be equal to, if there is here minus I, so you have to simply multiply I in denominator and numerator, so that this will be I divided by minus I into I. Okay. I into I means I square is your minus 1. So this term is your minus 1. With this minus 1, this will becomes plus 1, that is equal to iota plus I. This is plus iota. Here I cube is minus I, but your I power minus 3, this is minus 3 will be equal to plus iota. So in generalizing, we can write I power plus or minus 4k, this is equal to plus 1, and I power plus or minus 4k plus 1, this is equal to plus or minus I. It means that when I power plus 4k plus 1, that will be plus I. When I power minus 4k plus 1, that will be minus I. And similarly, I power plus or minus 4k plus 2, this will be equal to minus 1, and I power plus or minus 4k plus 3, that will be equal to minus or plus, this is iota. Okay. So simply I power plus or minus 4k is plus 1, I power plus 4k plus 1 is plus I, and I power minus 4k plus 1 is minus iota, and so on. So you have to remember this formula so that we can quickly solve. Suppose for example it is given I power 100. So I power 100 means simply you have to divide this by 4. So it means that this will be I power 4 into 25, that will become 100. So simply you have to check, this is I power 4k, your k is 25 here, this is I power plus 4k, simply this value will be equal to 1. You don't have to solve anything, simply this will be I power plus 4k, you know this is plus 1, simply you have to write I power 100 is 1. Let us take another example. Suppose I power 98, suppose this is I power 98. You can write, divide again by 4, so that will be 4 into 24, that will be 96 plus 2. So you have to check plus 4k plus 2, because this will be plus 4k plus 2. So here for plus 4k plus 2 this will be minus 1. So simply this will becomes minus 1. Okay. So write down this formula in your copy, where this k equal to 0, 1, 2, etc. Okay. So the introduction of this imaginary number means I, it leads to the complex number system. That is, if we will write the complex number, in Cartesian coordinate system, complex number in Cartesian coordinate system, simply we can write the complex number, here I am denoting it by z, that will be equal to, in Cartesian, that will be x plus iota into y, where this x and y, these are called the real number. X and y, these are the real numbers. These are the real numbers in the complex number, and this is your complex number z equal to s plus iy, and here this x part is known as, real part, and this total part iy part, this is iota y, this is called the imaginary part. This is real part and this iota part is known as imaginary part. This iota y is known as imaginary part and this x is known as the real part. Clear? This is the imaginary part of z and this is the real part of z. This is the real part of z, x is the real part of z and y is the imaginary part of z. As in the Cartesian coordinate system, we need a Cartesian coordinate system to represent the Cartesian coordinate point, and here in the complex plane we need an Argand plane, or this is your Argand plane where we will represent the complex number. Here we are denoting z as your x plus iy. X is the real part of z and y is the imaginary part of z. Here if I will draw the 2 points, this is suppose real part of x, this is real x axis and this is your imaginary y axis. While writing you have to write like this, this is real part of x and this is imaginary y axis, this is real x axis and this is imaginary y axis. Simply if I will plot these two coordinate x and y, suppose this is x coordinate and this is suppose y part, this is suppose y coordinate. So in this Argand plane, if I will denote this point, this as x comma y, so this can be written as this part, it is called, this is actually the modulus of z, or this is, I am just writing this as r. This r is the position vector as in case of the Cartesian coordinate system. Here I am denoting this as to represent this complex number, that is if I will plot, if I will draw a perpendicular over the x axis and it makes an angle theta with the x axis, I will discuss it later in polar coordinate system. Simply if you can remember, this part is the x square plus y square root over, this axis is a square plus y square root over, a square plus y square root over, or simply this r is denoted by mod z, or this is the modulus of z. Or simply now for today, just in a simple way I can say that while representing a complex number in the real axis x and the imaginary y, we have to simply draw this point or draw this line from the position from the origin, as in case of the Cartesian coordinate system, that is the position vector, it is in the same way. This is known as the Argand plane representation, the complex number representation in the Argand plane. Now we will define what is complex conjugate. What is complex conjugate? It is simply denoted by z bar, or this is z star. We denote z as the complex number if we will denote the complex number z as x plus iy, when x and y are two real numbers, then this z star or the complex conjugate can be written as x minus iy. And in the form of coordinate we can write it as x comma minus y. Simply you can see that in this imaginary part, if this is positive sign, then its conjugate will be in the negative sign in the imaginary part, and if this complex number is your x minus iy, then its conjugate will be z star, that is equal to s plus iy. Simply you have to change the sign in case of the imaginary part. Okay. Always remember that every real number and every purely imaginary number are complex number. Why? Because suppose for example you consider, suppose I am writing plus or minus 7, suppose I am writing, this is a real number. So you can write it as this is plus or minus iota into 0. This plus or minus 7, it can be written as plus or minus iota 0, because 0 into something is 0. So it is the form of complex number. Similarly, if this is plus or minus 5 pi, you can simply write it as 0 plus or minus 5 pi. This is also a complex number. So every real number and every imaginary number, means it is pure real number, it can be written as in the form of complex number, and this is purely imaginary number. When the real part is absent, then this is called pure imaginary number, and it can be represented in the form of the complex number. Okay. Now we will plot a graph between the complex number, we will see the complex number and the complex conjugate number. So this is our real axis and this is imaginary y axis, and you know to plot the point, that is x comma y, this is my, suppose if I will draw the only direction part, if I will show, this is suppose your z axis, or simply I am writing mod z actually, this is exact answer, that is x square plus y square root over. Then the complex conjugate part, this complex conjugate part, it will lie in this plane. Why? Because if z equal to x plus iy, if z equal to x plus iy, then z star or z bar equal to x minus iy. So in this case you can see that this is your positive x axis. Here x comma z is x comma y, that means x in the positive x and y also in the positive. But in case of the complex conjugate, that is z star equal to x minus iy, our coordinate is x comma minus y. So here x is here and y is again here, that is this part is minus y, this is your positive y. So simply I have to represent this point as x comma minus y. So this complex conjugate, this will always lie on the mirror image with respect to x axis, or we can simply say that this conjugate, that is z star, this z star is the complex conjugate of z, it is the mirror image with respect to the x axis only, because you can see that this will lies only in this part, not in the mirror image at the y. This is incorrect, because you can see that we are taking only the negative sign for the imaginary part. So only the y axis part will be negative, so that this will lie only in the mirror image of the with respect to the x axis only. So the z axis, and so this is the z is the complex number and z star is the complex conjugate number, which are the mirror images of the two. In the next class we will see the polar representation of the complex number. This is all for today. Thank you.